decide who wins the series. Hello, everybody. I'm Cole Isaacson here from San Antonio on the campus of Trinity University. So we'll run through the starting lineup for the Sewanee Tigers to get things going. Aiden Petrocco will lead things off at second base, followed by Teal. Fortman at shortstop, Pinzon at third, Janawine out in center, Gant in left, Separanek at first base, Andres at catcher, and Lineberger out in right. And on the mound for the Tigers, a bit of a surprise start for Will Taylor. First start of his Trinity career. He's been out of the pen, and he's been pretty good overall. ERA below 4, the record at 5-1. Took his first loss of the season last Tuesday against St. Thomas, only threw 1 inning. Trying to rebound from that outing today, where he gets his first career start. Aiden Petrocco ready to go. Will Taylor on the mound, and we're underway with ball 1. See the numbers for Petrocco on the year. Just below a 400 hitter on the season. Comes in at .398. He's led off all 3 games for the Sewanee Tigers and sends this one to left field. Going back is Cool, and it's going to fall over his head and roll all the way to the wall. Cool has to recover it on the warning track, but it's a stand-up double for Petrocco. And what a way to get things going for Sewanee against one of Trinity's best arms. All the way to the 365 mark out in left center. Sewanee was able to take the lead in each of the 2 games in yesterday's doubleheader. Big key to their success. Teal now steps into the batter's box. The designated hitter today drops down a bunt, but it rolls well foul. Charlie Teal, a .292 hitter on the year, 35 runs batted in. Some question as to whether he would be able to play the field today. Usually the first baseman for Sewanee, but was pulled in yesterday's game when he made his pitching appearance with an apparent arm injury. So once again DHing. Drops down the bunt. This time it's a good one. Taylor, the barehanded throw. It's high. It pulls Baker off the bag. That was actually Haynes covering. Had to jump and make sure that throw didn't get over his head, and Teal reaches. We know how much Sewanee loves to drop down these sacrifice bunts. Top 20 in the country in that metric. That throw just too tall for Haynes. Now it's Fortman, the shortstop. He had a big day yesterday, hit a home run. .421 hitter on the year. He's had a great series. Takes a strike. OPS well over 1,000. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Pitch misses low. They have scored that last play as an error on Will Taylor, an E1. Checks on Teal over at first, gets back safely. Double in the error, putting runners at the corners, nobody out. The 1-1. Runner goes, gets a great jump, and there's nothing Ridding's going to be able to do about it. Lost it in the dirt for a second, and Teal easily steals second base. Teal got an outstanding jump on that one. Was already a third of the way there by the time Taylor threw the ball. The 2-1. Gets away from Ridding, and a run will score. Petrocco comes in from third, and it's 1-0 Sewanee. So the double, the error, and the wild pitch result in a Sewanee run with nobody out. And we're going to have a very early visit from pitching coach Dave Smith. Will Taylor making his first career start. The numbers for him out of the bullpen Outstanding, one of the most reliable pitchers that Trinity's had this year. Over 33 innings pitched and 14 appearances, a 5-1 record. The ERA below 4. Didn't give up an earned run until around this time last year. In fact, I think it was exactly on this date last season where he gave up his first earned run of the year. He threw 17 1/3 scoreless innings before that. All SCAC honorable mention last year. This year, he's been counted on a little bit more. Throwing almost double the amount of innings he did by this point last year. He's given up a couple more runs and already won today. 3-1 pitch misses to Fortman. Ball 4. And all 3 Sewanee Tigers have reached in this inning. So runners at the corners once again. The no-out walk setting that up. And now it's Tyler Pinzon. 327 hitter on the year, 28 runs batted in, a chance to add on to that total. Breaking ball misses low inside. Wind coming in from center field. A little bit from right as well, but not nearly as strong as the gusts we had yesterday. No rain in the area. Patches of blue sky, mostly cloudy. Grounded in on the hands. Anderson trying to throw home. Ridding drops down the tag, and they got him at the plate. Grant Anderson with the aggressive play. And it pays off for Trinity for out number 1. Way in on the hands, fair down that third base line. Not a forced play, so they needed to get the tag down, able to do it. Sets up runners on first and second, 1 down in the inning. 1-0 Sewanee. And Genuine up to the plate. Will Taylor will throw off the backside. Ball gets away for a second, but not enough for any advancement. Genuine, the center fielder in this game, as he has been in the prior 2 games of this series. Strike called. See the numbers on the year for Will Genuine. 260, OPS over 700. Opportunity to extend the Sewanee lead after the play at the plate. Bends out of the way of a high fastball. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Taylor trying to find his way out of this inning. Still only 1 out. Misses up again, 2-1. So far, Taylor just trying to find his command here in the first inning. The 2-1. Strike call, delayed strike call, evens the count, 2-2. Runners on first and second, 1 down in the inning. Genuine trying to make it at least 2. Runners go. This is chopped but rolling foul. And everybody will have to go back. Sewanee not usually very aggressive on the base paths. 51 total stolen bases coming into the series. That was 4th in the conference, 153rd in the country. Well, they've been running a lot here in this first inning. Try and throw off the backside again. That one may be a little closer than it seemed. Ramsey just missing the tag. Fortman at second, Pinzon on first. 1 down in the inning, the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fans at that pitch. First strikeout of the day for Will Taylor, 2 gone. Genuine way ahead of that one. And it'll bring up Gant to the plate. Bill Gant, the sophomore from Atlanta, Georgia, making his 11th appearance of the year. A 211 hitter coming into this one. Take strike one. Gant seeing his first action of this series in game 3. Swings at the 0-1 pitch and fouls it off. So Taylor finally able to get ahead 0-2. Trying to capitalize on that opportunity, and that's been a big struggle for the Tigers on the season. Talking to their coaching staff, head coach Tim Scannell saying that 0-2, 1-2 pitches have been killing them. Trying to finish it here. Riding has the runner in a rundown, and it ends up giving up a base. Tried to get pins on it first, able to get back safely. Fortman ends up taking third, and now there's runners at the corners. So a near base running blunder for Sewanee works out. Free 90. A 1-2 pitch. Ground ball to second. Haynes on a couple of hops throws to first in time, and it ends the inning. Not before the Sewanee Tigers take the lead in game 3. It's 1-0. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Welcome back to the campus of Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas. We'll run through the Tigers starting 9, which is on the screen right now. Leading off as usual will be Caleb Woodward, followed by Anthony Susha making his first appearance of the series. Will Baker at first base, Grant Anderson at third, Sawyer Haynes at second. Matthias Riding doing the catching in the 6th spot. John Ramsey, Kalfani Coney, and Evan Kuhl rounding things out in the bottom 3. And on the mound for Sewanee will be Jack Merrill, the junior from Houston, Texas. Comes in at 6'6", making his 6th appearance of the year, his 4th start. 1-1 record, the ERA pretty good, 2.35. That through just 7 2/3 innings pitched. Facing Caleb Woodward, who's hitting exactly 400 on the year, leading things off for Trinity. Takes ball 1. Merrill in his last appearance was last weekend against Millsaps. Through 2 2/3 innings, walked 2, struck out 3, and allowed no earned runs. Behind 1-0 here. Pitch misses low and away. Woodward coming off of a season where he was second-team All-SCAC in 2025, riding a 7-game hitting streak coming into this series. Breaking ball misses, ahead 3-0. See if he has the green light here. 3 balls, no strikes. Takes a strike down the middle. Woodward trying to find his way on as the leadoff man. Strike called, inside edge. So he was ahead 3-0, now 3-2. The count runs full. Anthony Susho waiting on deck for his first plate appearance. Merrill trying to deal with the leadoff man in Woodward. Low, ball 4, and it's a leadoff walk. So both teams able to get the leadoff man aboard. And it brings up Anthony Susha, playing out in right field today. Hitting .341 on the year, 18 runs batted in, the OPS in very good shape. First year from Indianapolis, Indiana, making his 12th appearance of the year. Waves at the first pitch, a breaking ball. Susha out in right field, but a catcher by trade. Hasn't gotten any time at catcher this season, but the bat too good to be denied a spot in the lineup, so they try and get him in when they can in the outfield, and he's taken pretty well to that position out in right. The 0-1 pitch has to wait. They try and get Woodward, who dives back safely. Susha down 0-1. Woodward off and running. The throw will be not in time. Woodward gets a hand in there and steals second base. Caleb Woodward, who stole 18 bags last year. Those numbers a little bit down this year. Only his second steal of the season. Able to swipe second there, and now the tying run in scoring position in the bottom of the first. Susha down 0-2. Did he go? They say no. He checked his swing on the pitch inside. 1-2. As I already mentioned, Merrill only threw 2 2/3 innings in that game against Millsap, so we'll see the type of length that Sewanee expects out of him today. One and two. Breaking ball misses. Susha taking all the way. Evens the count, 2-2. Woodward waiting on second. 2-2, fouled off the end of the bat. Tigers have been able to respond to Sewanee getting early runs. Of course, yesterday the comeback victory down 4-2 in the 7th, ended up winning 5-4. 2 runs in the 7th that scored on the same wild pitch, and then the winning run in the 8th inning. Trying to come back a little earlier this time. The 2-2. Grounded in on the hands at first, but it's lost. Was he able to get it back? Yes, he was. Baranek able to save that one. Ball got away from his glove temporarily. Woodward advances to third, and there's one down. A scary sight for Sewanee fans. This ball just trickled away. Able to keep this one fair. And just lost the handle, able to keep his foot on the bag. A nice heads-up play. Brings up Will Baker. 346 hitter on the year. Takes a strike. Working with Woodward on third. Potential sacrifice fly opportunity for Baker. Checks his swing and takes ball one. 1-1. Grounded foul. Pitch a little bit in on the hands. Baker down 1-2. Should note the Sewanee infield is not in right now. Outside of Pinzon at third base, everybody playing at a pretty standard depth. The 1-2. Fouled off by Baker, and we'll do it again. Will Baker making his 34th start of the year. Came into the series hitting .350. Led the team in runs batted in, still does. 29 of them coming into this series. Down 1-2. Foul off, inside out swing into the screen, out of play. 3 straight foul balls off the bat of Will Baker. Trying to bring in Woodward. Led this game off for Trinity with a leadoff walk. The 1-2. Grounded foul again. 4th in a row. Will Baker just battling at the plate right now. Tigers looking for their first hit of this game through 3 batters. One and two. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Merrill's finally able to get him. After 4 consecutive foul balls, Baker goes down swinging. And now it's the cleanup hitter, Grant Anderson, had an RBI single in yesterday's game, the second part of that doubleheader. Chance for one here. Breaking ball just misses. Anderson able to lay off of it, 1-0. Was the exact same situation in the first inning of game 1 yesterday. Woodward able to get on and work his way all the way around to third, and with 2 down, Anderson able to drive him in. Takes a strike. Anderson, a .361 hitter on the year, has cemented his role in the cleanup spot and at third base. One and one. Waves at that pitch ahead of the breaking ball. And Merrill 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning. Trying to work around the leadoff walk and throw a scoreless first. One ball, 2 strikes. Anderson grounds 1 to second. Petrucco is there, makes the throw that ends the inning. Merrill able to dance around the leadoff walk and throws a scoreless first. 1-0, his team with the lead. Welcome back to San Antonio, Texas. Will Taylor back on the mound for his second inning of work, down 1-0. Ryan Zaparanik from Atlanta, Georgia, leading things off and takes ball 1. Sewanee up 1-0. And it seems like I have a special guest joining me, Reed Rosales. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Cole. Getting to come down here in San Antonio, watch the Tigers play. Rubber match, always exciting.
Good to have you down from Dallas. Of course, for those of you who tuned into any games last year, Reed was a common voice that you would hear. Swing and a miss. Taylor able to fire strike 1. Just fill you in on what you missed. First of all, Shepard Tyler has a sore throat today. Wasn't able to make it. Second of all, Sewanee has the 1-0 lead in this game. Swing and a miss here on a pitch from Taylor. 1-2. Will Taylor making his first career start as a Tiger.
Wow. Seems just like last year he was that guy out of the bullpen.
Ball gets away. 2-2.
Always love the bounce off the backstop there. Right into Ridding's glove. But Will Taylor last year, he was one of the most impressive freshman pitchers I think I've seen at Trinity. And he's continued the role this year. Slightly more of a struggle, it seems, than last year, but still.
Swing and a miss for second strikeout of the day for Will Taylor. First of the inning, 1 gone.
But not struggling there. Will Taylor, when he works at his own pace, it is really hard for opposing bats to get a beat on him. He's just so tricky with this stuff. Man, this is such a big game for Trinity in general. Like, this is a series when you need, if you want to stay high in the NPI, and especially just for the conference tournament as well.
Facing Owen Andrus right now. Takes ball 1 inside. Talk about that NPI. Trinity hovering right on the edge of where you want to be in terms of an at-large spot. Of course, the series next weekend against Rhodes is going to be the big one, but still, this is an important one that you can't really drop. Pitch misses, 2-0.
Yeah, and in terms of conference standings, Rhodes and Trinity are kind of knotted up right now. You want to go into that series not playing down a game to Rhodes.
2-0 pitch. Taylor falling behind here. Lined up the middle, it's a base hit for Andrus. 1 out knock, and Sewanee in business in the second.
It's just one thing that Sewanee's been really good at all year. You know, Tigers, the Purple Tigers, have had their struggles in the bullpen, and on the mound, well, apparently not for this series. They've figured some things out, but the bats have always been pretty hot. They are liable to score just a dozen runs at any given moment in any game against anyone.
Showed that in the second inning of game 1 of this series, as Taylor now faces the 9-hole batter. Throws ball 1 to Lineberger, playing out in right field today. 1 on, 1 down in the inning. They check on the runner at first, kind of half-heartedly. Lineberger so far this series, a .257 hitter coming into the series. Very consistently in that 9-hole, Ridding able to block that one and stop any advancement on the base paths.
And the SAH has been so good this year all around as a conference, where it really feels like anyone can beat anyone. We've seen that even this weekend with Southwestern beating Center. It's just, you have to take every team seriously.
Strike called, now 2-1. And that was the biggest difference. You talk to anybody on this Trinity coaching staff, that they would tell you about the SAA compared to the SCAC, is that Austin College isn't walking through that door. There's nobody that you feel pretty confident that you're going to sweep on a given weekend. Pitch misses low, 3-1. Of course, Austin College this year is doing just fine.
It's a crazy year in the SCAC. It's not to talk down on Austin College or Dallas, but the tiers between the SCAC and the SAA.
Pitch outside, ball 4. Back-to-back reaching, and it'll flip the lineup over.
But those differences between the tiers of the SAA and the SCAC, there's a lot less tiers in the SAA. Teams are a lot more even than in the SCAC, where there's very obvious, like, these are the teams that are going to make the conference tournament, and these are the teams that you're expecting to sweep pretty much year in and year out.
Brings up Aiden Petrocco. 1-for-1 with a double in this game. Pitch misses low. Wound up scoring a run in that first inning as well. The one run that's on the board. Sewanee trying to add on. 2 on with 1 down. Back-to-back Purple Tigers reaching on the base hit and the walk. Ground ball. Anderson makes a diving play, throws to second, gets 1, on to first, not in time for 2, but still a good play at the hot corner. 2 down in the inning.
A good play from Anderson. Just take the out at second. It was going to be really hard to get a double play off of a diving stop like that, but you just need an out because now you've set up the double play for Will Taylor potentially.
Charlie Teal now up, reached on an error in the first inning. Was cut down at the plate for the first out of the game for Sewanee. Waves at that pitch in the dirt. Nice block by Ridding to keep the runner at third at bay. Teal, a .292 hitter. OPS at nearly .930. 2 down in the inning, runners at the corners. Oh, 1 has to wait.
Also, what comes with the SCAA, not here obviously, but the long distance of travel for conference matches is way increased in the SAA.
Had a couple plane flights already this year, swing and a miss out in front of that pitch. Teal down 0-2. Talking to the Trinity coaching staff, they were saying that they went 4 years in between plane flights. It was between their 2 World Series visits. The last time they went on a road trip by a plane, they've done it a couple times this year already. Back-to-back weekend trips to Georgia this season. Runner goes, pitch in the dirt, blocked by Ridding, but not able to get Petrocco, who steals second. At the very least, able to save a run behind the plate.
Another dangerous moment for Trinity. I mean, the idea of a low pitch is a good one. It's one that's been getting the Sewanee bats, but just didn't get the right release time.
The 1-2. Fouled the other way, well out of play into the parking lot in left field. Heard a reaction. Hope everybody's car's okay.
I was about to say, that was veering towards the parking lot out there.
Stays 1-2. Runners at second and third. Inside, evens the count.
Yeah, and it's not just the baseball team. You talk with every sport here at Trinity, and they'll mention those long travel times. You even saw it with men's soccer, a team that went to the national championship. Their road trip to Atlanta to play Oglethorpe, it was tough. That was a close game.
2-2 misses up, and Taylor in danger of loading the bases. And this is what the Trinity coaching staff has been talking about. 0-2, 1-2 pitches have been killing them this year. Taylor ahead in this at-bat, 0-2, now 3-2. High, ball 4, and he loses them. The 2-out walk loads the bases.
Man, Nicole, it's the quiet killer, the base on balls. There's been a lot more free passes recently for the Tigers than maybe in years past. You get into a situation like this, you're thankful that you do have those outs on the board because now you can get the force out literally anywhere. But man, still not a position you want to see Will Taylor be in, especially since you're hoping he's going to go a long time.
And not the man you want at the plate either coming up. Zach Fortman, who hit a home run in Game 2 yesterday, has already reached with a walk, and that's why this discussion might be wise. Already 3 walks allowed by Will Taylor today. This one loading the bases with 2 down in the inning. And Fortman a real opportunity to blow this one open. Sewanee finding out how important these insurance runs were yesterday. Had the 4-2 lead, just couldn't really add on. Will Helling shut him down for the most part. Ended up losing 5-4. Big swing and a miss, way out in front. Down 0-1. Fortman well over a 400 hitter this season. Outside evens the count.
Yeah, you have to feel this is a really, really big AB early on, because Tigers, they haven't scored over 6 runs in a game in this series. So if you're Sewanee and you get to 5, you got to be feeling pretty confident.
Big cut and a miss again. Down 1-2. Wind starting to blow a little bit harder. The flag swirling out in center field. Seems to be coming in from right now. One-two pitch. Close, no call, outside. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down in the inning. Bases loaded for Sewanee. The pitch to Fortman. Ahead of it, and he fouls it off.
Good thing there's no track meet today.
Indeed. All the way to the track. Two again after the foul ball. Lined into right field. That gets down for a base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes Petrocco. The throw is not in time. It's 3-0. The 2 RBI single as Fortman strikes again.
It's just such an incredibly intelligent decision from Fortman. It's like, that's not a swing that you would think is going to go for the fences. That's a, let's put the ball into right field and score some runs. They play perfect small ball, and they're just adding on. That's what you want to do. That's what Sewanee's been so good at.
Only the 3rd hit of the game for Sewanee, but their 3rd run on the board. Tyler Pinzon up 0 for 1 today. Runner going on the first pitch, and Ridding will have no throw. So another thing Sewanee's been doing today, they didn't really do in the first 2 games, being very aggressive on the base paths, even with the lefty on the mound. And that will be the day for Will Taylor. Gives up 3 runs and is pulled in the 2nd inning. The 2nd time this series a Tiger starter has been pulled in the 2nd inning, and will be back with the new arm. Are you there or no? See if Justin gets back to me or not. Welcome back. New pitcher on the mound. That is not Wes Hellings, despite the fact that is number 22. Get back to you on who that is shortly. Our best guess at this point is that it's Rylan Rangel, who comes into this situation with runners on second and third. Do not have an updated roster, unfortunately, and usually Ryan Rangel is the guy who fills in with an injured pitcher's number. So that's our best guess for who this is. And that ball gets away off the glove of Ridding. Still has time to throw home. Does so. The tag is not in time. Teal scores from third. And it's 4-0 Sewanee.
I'll call, maybe I missed it, but I believe that entire AB started with a pitch clock violation ball. And when you set the mood like that, it's not great.
And I can confirm that is Rylan Rangel because I just heard somebody say, let's go Rylan. So that's how we find out. Pitch misses, down 3-0 here. Thrown into a sticky situation. Tigers down 4-0. Came in with multiple runners in scoring position. Already the pitch clock violation, and now a 3-0 count here. Pinzon takes the strike. See Rangel's numbers on your screen. ERA at 4.5 through 2 innings pitched so far this year. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Danger of his 3rd walk of the year here. And gives it, and the ball gets away again. Wild pitch scores Sewanee's 5th run, and it's 5-0.
Well, as the wind whips Cole, Tigers need to get whipped into a frenzy right now because this is worst case scenario to start a game going down so much, 5-0 in just 2 innings. Trinity Tigers need to figure something out and fast.
Very uncharacteristic passed ball on the first one that allowed the 4th Sewanee run to score. Right off the glove of Ridding, and then the wild pitch from Rangel scores the 5th run. Now going against Will Genuine, sophomore from Tampa, Florida. He started all 3 games in this series. 0 for 1 with a strikeout against Will Taylor. Takes a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. Pinzon waiting on first after the walk. That was also a wild pitch that scored a run. Ripped into right field, but foul into the Sewanee bullpen.
Also, I think it's important to point out that all this damage has come with 2 outs on the board.
Rangel trying to end the inning here. Ahead 1-2. Checks on the runner at first. Pinzon dives back safely. 5 Sewanee runs, 4 of them coming in this inning. And the 2nd inning has been crucial for Sewanee's success this series. Looks like the home plate umpire telling Genuine to make an adjustment in the box. Didn't like where he was standing. Backs up a little bit. 1-2. Line past the glove of diving Anderson. Another Sewanee Tiger reaches the 4th in a row.
Sewanee, when their bats get hot, it is really hard to cool them down. Even with the cooler weather in San Antonio today, not as cool as yesterday, but their bats remain hot.
And we'll have another pitching change in this inning. Rangel, his day is done. New arm coming in when we come back. Welcome back to the campus of Trinity University. New arm on the mound for the Tigers is John McGowan, who fires ball 1. McGowan, a sidearm thrower, comes into this game with an ERA just over 5, record of 0-1, 12 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts, 8 walks. Finds himself down 2-0. Faces Gant, the left fielder. Bill Gant, a 200 hitter on the year, 0 for 1 today. Grounded out to Haynes at second, and he gets hit. So the inning goes from bad to worse, with the bases loaded for the second time for Sewanee.
Yeah, and this no good inning, Cole. It's tough because with the 2 outs, it's more frustrating because like you got 2 guys out, you just needed 1 more, and now all this damage has happened.
And now the man who led off the inning, Zaparanek, up, takes a strike. 0 for 1 today. He struck out to lead off the inning, so they had 1 out immediately. And since then, 4 runs have scored with the threat of more. Breaking ball finds the zone for a strike, ahead 0-2. McGowan, one guy that Trinity pitching coach Dave Smith was very high on, says that he's the type of guy that's had performances where you have to feel kind of good about going to him in these types of spots. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Gets Zaparanek on 3 pitches, and it ends the inning, but not before the damage is done for Sewanee. They plate 4 in the second and lead 5-0. Tigers up to bat when we come back.
But the good news is that none of it matters anymore. Like, if you lose this game, the pressure is off on the regular season. Yeah. No more pressure. Like, if you just, like, stay ahead, like, the only pressure is coming out. Literally no more pressure. So then the pressure happens.
Welcome back to the Alamo City. Mostly cloud cover here, a couple gusts of wind. Nothing like yesterday, though. Sawyer Haynes will lead off the second inning for the Tigers, hitting .309 on the year. OPS well over 900. Starting second baseman today. Faces Merrill on the mound. Takes a slider that finds its way in for a strike. Trinity with a lot of work to do if they want to come back in this game, down 5-0 already. They've been down in every game of this series by at least 2 runs. Haynes waves at that pitch. The bright side, if you're a Trinity fan, is that in game 1, Tigers surrendered 6 runs in the second inning and were able to get 3 right back. Weren't ultimately able to win the game, but still, you know, those bunches of runs are there for this Trinity offense that's really found their way over these last couple weekends. Merrill ahead 0-2. Ground ball up the middle. It's a base hit for Sawyer Haynes. Second consecutive inning. The leadoff man's aboard for Trinity.
I think this is what we're going to see a lot of, Cole, is this attempt at small ball from Trinity. Like, these are just types of games you don't generally win by hitting a bunch of home runs. These are games that, like in the Babson comeback that happened, it was a lot of small ball. Yeah, there were a couple big home runs, but for the most part, a lot of singles and doubles.
And now it's Matthias Ridding up to bat. Works with Haynes on first base. Nobody out in the inning. Takes a breaking ball high. Ridding coming into this series was a .386 hitter. Did not play in game 1. Started game 2. .1-0 pitch, will have to wait. Haynes dives back safely. Ridding was one of 2 batters who scored on the 1 wild pitch, where both of them scored in the 7th. Him and Woodward coming in. The 1-0. Ridding fouls it out of play. On the roof, hits an obstruction, no jumps to speak of.
Yeah, Ridding has been really impressive this year. That improvement from the bat, man, that is just so sorely needed for the Tigers after losing a guy like Lazara, who was just so good as a bat and as a catcher.
Ball in the dirt, gets all the way to the screen, and Haynes is going to jog to second base. See what the call is on whether Ridding went around at that or not. Doesn't look like he did. So the count will be 2-1 with a runner in scoring position.
Man, last year, Ridding was the kind of guy that if he came up to bat, you were thinking, all right, he's either going to drop a bunt or just ground out usually, because that's just kind of the defensive player he was.
Pitch inside. Andrus able to keep it with him this time.
But
and now had 3-1.
But now Ridding is just this. He's this patient bat. He's got a lot of hits. He got a lot of power. He could easily drive in this run.
See if he does it here. The dangerous 3-1 pitch. Haynes dancing at second. Swing and a miss. Count runs full.
Sometimes it can be a dangerous game dancing on the base paths like that. You don't want to get picked off at second and kill the momentum.
Got to think that every base runner matters. Just that much more being down 5-0. The 3-2. And Merrill will step off. Haynes continuing the dance over there at second. And they call a pitch clock violation. That is ball 4, and Ridding will take first base. So all that dancing works.
Sawyer Haynes, good dancer. Distracting enough to get his buddy on base.
Takes 2 to tango. And this will prompt a full infield meeting. We'll see if this is just a chat or a change.
I don't know if I've ever seen that, the base runner dance into drawing a walk for your teammate.
Can he get credit for that walk?
Maybe. Maybe we can put a half walk for him.
Maybe. He deserves some type of credit for it. Prompts a meeting here. Looks like this is still Merrill's game, pitching into the second inning again. Don't know the length that Sewanee is expecting out of him. Only pitched into the third inning his last time out.
I'll put that down as the funniest thing that's happened at this field since Lucina had the foul ball off the back of his, or the ground ball off the back of his bat.
That's never going to be beaten.
That was incredible. Even though it was unfortunate for Lucina, I think everyone can recognize that that's never happening again.
You could see the moment of realization when he realized it was fair and that he was going to be out. Always a weird thing that happens at this field. Here's John Ramsey now up. Runners on first and second. Opportunity for Trinity to try and get back in this game. Squares up to bunt, pulls it back. Runners off and going. The throw is not in time. A double steal. Runners on second and third.
Just such a smart decision, because you've got the batter obstructing the throw to third. I mean, you're not supposed to, but it's like, yeah, I'm going to get out of the way. Sure. It allows the runner to get to third, and then you're going for second, too. Perfectly executed double steal. Yeah, still no outs.
And an opportunity for one of their best hitters. Down 0-1. Ramsey takes the breaking ball, strike called. Leads this team in home runs with 7. Up there in runs batted in as well, and the average well above 300, closer to 400 actually. Down 0-2. Ramsey hits a fly ball, but this is drifting out of play above the screen onto the roof. 1, 2, 3, and we lost sight. Not a record breaker. We did get 6.
So it is possible.
It is possible. Record is 7. That happened very early on last year. Down 0-2. Ball in the dirt and it gets away. Haynes scores from third. Tigers on the board.
That's what Trinity needs. They need to slowly sneak their way back into this game. Blink and you'll miss these runs score. Had Trinity say they need to whip themselves into a frenzy. Seems like that's what they're doing. They've been incredibly efficient so far.
And wild pitches costing both teams, as each side has allowed a run on a wild pitch. Ramsey down 1-2. Ridding waits on third. Ahead of it, and he fouls it off down the third base line.
You know, if you do get some more runs here, you could see this turn into your typical Division III rubber match affair where there's going to be a lot of scoring.
Sewanee experienced that just last weekend, scored 16 runs against Millsaps in their rubber match. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Ramsey goes down on strikes. First strikeout of the inning for Merrill, 1 down.
Some good momentum for Merrill. But if you're the Tigers, shouldn't affect the approach that much because it's just 1 out on the board. You can sac fly the runner in from third. Of course, you're wanting to score more, but it's not as bad as if there were 2 outs.
And it brings up Cal Coney, the designated hitter today, hitting .333 on the year with 4 homers. Takes a strike. Of course, all he needs here is a sacrifice fly. Tigers trying to chip away at this deficit. Already a run in the inning. Another important base runner out there at third with 1 away. Strike called. Ever since allowing the first 2 batters to reach in this inning, Merrill's done a good job getting ahead. Ahead 0-2 on the last 2 batters he's seen. Tigers still only with 1 hit in the game. Coney thought about it, checks his swing. First base umpire says he didn't go around.
Merrill trying to just regain that confidence back after the inning didn't really start the way he wanted. Really after that full meeting, started getting some of his footing back.
Swing and a miss, fans Coney. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jack Merrill.
And it's just really tough to go down 0-2 against a guy who is basically just throwing you breaking ball after breaking ball after breaking ball. they're so tough to predict. Can either get it zipped into the zone, they can drop out of nowhere off the table. It's tough.
Brings up Evan Kuhl, the left fielder today. Played in game 2 yesterday. Squares up to bunt, pulls it back. Strike called.
Wonder how much of that was a bunt attempt and how much of that was to get a better look at the break.
Well, if anybody's going to bunt and reach, it's going to be Evan Kuhl. One of the fastest guys on this team. Down 0-1. Ball nearly gets away. Nicely picked by Andres. Saved a run.
That's also what's very important is that guy behind the plate. So we got a equipment issue for a moment. But incredibly important, especially when your pitcher is just throwing essentially breaking ball after breaking ball. You have to be on top of not letting those balls get to the backstop.
1-1 to Kuhl. Ritting on third. Tapped foul, 1-2. Tigers in danger of leaving a runner stranded in third for the second consecutive inning. Those missed opportunities just add up in a game like this. Two down in the inning. 1-2 pitch. Inside, and it hits him. So the speed threat on first base now. And it flips the lineup over. Caleb Woodward coming to the plate.
It's like a way to take one for the team, get on base. Also, it's just the Tigers right now, just one hit on the board, and all this seeming action on the base pass. Tigers have one hit. They really need to find the way to really barrel up, because if you barrel up a breaking ball good enough, it's going to leave the park.
Woodward hitting .400 on the year. He's walked today in his only plate appearance. Runners at the corners, and we're going to get a quick visit of the battery. Merrill trying to get out of this situation. Not what you want to do after your team scored 4 runs in the top of the inning. Ideally, you want a 1-2-3. That's out of the window. Is already allowed a run. You can keep it there. Still up 4. That would be a good spot for Sewanee.
You definitely have to approach Woodward in a special way, especially with just how crazy consistent he's been this year. Another guy who's really improved his bat, which is kind of crazy because he was already pretty good bat last year, so to be even better, man.
And it looks like that meeting may have been a stall. Head coach Nate Burns coming out. And it looks like a new arm will be coming in. We'll step away. New arm for Sewanee when we come back.
They'll have to see what they do yesterday. Do they not have a lot of pitchers in general, or is it? No, they have a lot of pitchers.
This is their pitching.
So they're fine.
Not a lot happening.
We'll be in the same boat.
Welcome back to the campus of Trinity University. New arm on the mound for Sewanee is Eli Potter. He threw yesterday in the Game 1 victory. Evan Kuhl off and running immediately and takes second base standing up. So already runners at second and third with 2 down.
Here are some drag racing down 281, like Kuhl drag racing to second base.
Woodward takes a strike, evens the count 1-1. See the numbers for Potter on the season. The win-loss record of 4-1. 4.23 ERA, 22 strikeouts, only 8 walks. Woodward takes a strike, down 1-2. Two down in the inning, runners on second and third. Some big runs out there for Trinity. Inside, and he hits Woodward. The second consecutive hit by pitch handed out by Sewanee pitching, and the bases are loaded.
Well, the ball is completely in Trinity's court now, Cole. Sewanee had this position in the top of this inning, and they made good of it. Can Trinity do the same?
And it'll be up to Anthony Susha. 0 for 1 today, grounded out to third. Takes a ball high. Susha with 8 runs batted in so far this season can increase that number with a base hit. Ritting waiting on third. He's been there for quite some time. Kuhl on second, Woodward on first. Susha takes a ball outside, 2-0. Potter threw in yesterday's game, through 2/3 of an inning, allowed no hits, no runs, no walks, and had a strikeout. The 2-0 misses outside, in danger of walking in a run. 3-0. Pitch. Outside, ball 4, and Trinity puts another run on the board, 5-2.
Yeah, that pitch wasn't particularly close, Cole. That was the most authentic 4-ball walk you're going to see. Trinity, they can be very, very patient. And against a pitcher that hasn't thrown a strike yet, there's really not much reason to swing.
And now it's the team leader in runs batted in, Will Baker. Takes ball 1, a slider that misses. 344 hitter on the season, 29 RBI. And an RBI opportunity with the bases loaded. 1-0. Ball 2. And Potter has thrown 7 consecutive balls after getting ahead on Caleb Woodward. The 2-0. Low, ball 3. And no reason for Baker to swing at this next pitch. (3-0) down the chute, strike called. Needed that.
Desperately needed that, but now you've got a batter's count to one of the most dangerous bats.
Umpire calling time. Seems like he's telling Potter needs to engage, given that signal. 3-1 with 2 down. Bases filled with Tigers. Kuhl on third. Woodward on second. Susha waiting on first. Woodward lines it into left field, a base hit. Kuhl scores from third. Here comes Woodward. It's 5-4.
Do you know what Baker is baking up right now? 2 RBI, getting Trinity back into this game. It's what he's done time and time again. Will Baker, he has been such a clutch bat throughout his entire short Trinity career. I mean, it was almost what was expected out of him.
A nice opposite field swing. Talk about how clutch he is. 2 game-winning hits in the SCAC tournament last season of the Tigers' 3 wins. Gust of wind blowing in for Grant Anderson. 0 for 1 today, 358 hitter on the year. The 9th Tiger to come to the plate in this inning. And the tying run is on second base. Takes a strike, 1-1. So if nothing else, Trinity has already responded to Sewanee's 4-run inning with a 4-run inning of their own. Chance for more. Anderson flares one into left field. This is gonna fall. Here comes Susha from second. No throw in this game is tied.
If you can hear that Trinity dugout, they are fired up now. They are way into this game. Troubles for Sewanee, but intelligent not to throw it to home. Keep the runners at first and second so you still have those force outs.
Head coach Nate Burns coming out. So far just a visit, but it looks like this will be a pitching change. A new arm coming in as Potter's day is done. Does not get an out in the second inning, and this game is now tied at 5.
There you go. Welcome back. I have to do this to my score sheet on both of them. Yep, everything's shipped. D3 baseball. D3 baseball. Very easy. D3 baseball. We're at the bottom of the second. It's 5-5. Ryan Mole, 4.85 ERA, 10 appearances. Somewhat reliable. I think 13 innings. We have some guys that are playing. That's the one thing we have. A good player is something that they can play. That's true. Like Harvey can play. Mason can play. Our 15 actually, no, we're 15. That's probably what I was calling it. It was 6 innings. It was 6 innings. Only the second inning.
Welcome back to San Antonio, Texas. New arm on the mound for Sewanee is Ryan Mole, the senior, making his 10th appearance of the year. ERA at 4.85, and he'll face Sawyer Haynes, who led off this inning with a base hit. No pitch yet. They'll throw back to second. Will Baker on second, Grant Anderson on first, both of them reaching with base hits. All 3 Tigers hits currently on the field right now. Haynes, Baker, and Anderson. Breaking ball misses, ball 1. It was brought to my attention by you, Reed, that we are almost 2 hours into this game, and we are just in the second inning.
Yeah, we're in for the long haul.
1-0, Haynes swings and misses. Felt like I was calling those runs like it was the 6th inning, because it probably felt like the 6th inning. My body clock was saying, oh, we're late into the game. But only the 2nd inning, a long way to go in this one. Already tied 5-5. 1-1 pitch, misses outside for Mole. One concern from Sewanee, you would imagine, having used most of their innings eaters. They already only had 2 pitchers on the roster that had thrown 30 innings this year. And now all of a sudden you got to fill 7 more innings in after this. Trying to get out of this inning. 2-1, Haynes fouls it off out of play over everything. Evens the count 2-2. Both starting pitchers have already been chased from this game. Unsurprising by the fact that it's already 5-5. Both did not make it past the 2nd inning. 2-2. Breaking ball misses in the dirt. A nice take by Haynes. Throw back to first. Did they get him? Yes, they did. Anderson caught going the other way, and that ends the inning, but not before Trinity throws up a crooked number. 5 runs on the board to tie this game. We'll head to the 3rd on Tiger Network. Welcome back to the campus of Trinity University. We've got a D3 baseball game, 5-5 as we head to the 3rd. John McGowan back on the mound for Trinity as he faces the catcher, Owen Andrus. Andrus 1 for 1 with a base hit today. Takes ball 1 outside, and now Reed, the question for both of these teams is how are you going to cobble together the pitching you need to get through 9 innings?
You gotta try your best and just hope it works out sometimes.
This is flared into center field, falling fast, and it falls for a base hit. Found the perfect spot in the Bermuda Triangle, and it's a leadoff knock for Sewanee.
Look, I've seen a lot of D3 baseball in my time, and having been at the famous UT Dallas regional, where it was 32-13, or whatever that final score was, sometimes when you're having these bullpen games, you are just hoping that one guy has a really good performance.
First pitch, ball 1. Tried to bunt there, as Sewanee often does. Sebastian Lineberger, the junior from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Started all 3 games in this series, 256 hitter on the year. Drops down a bunt, and this one just trickles foul.
Because right now, Cole, it kind of feels like whoever's bats go cold first is probably not going to win this game. So it's all a matter of hit as long as you can.
Andrus waits on first. 1-1 pitch. Not yet. Check on the runner. Though we have seen scoring slow down in this series. It was 6-3 in game 1, and then all of a sudden it was 6-3 in the 9th. Sewanee ended up adding on 2 runs. This pitch gets away for a second. Andrus did not get a good read on that. Goes back to first. Grant Anderson playing all the way in on the infield grass. Ready for the bunt bid. Tries to drop it down. Pitch misses. 3-1.
It's always that fine line of, at what point do you just give the guy something to bunt and hope for the pop-up, and at what point do you just throw a breaking ball and hope he misses the bunt? It's a tight line to walk.
Well, talking to Dave Smith about their bunting. Looks like a pitch clock violation has been called on the batter. So strike 2 assessed. Lineberger did not engage in time. Wow. All of a sudden a full count, and now the bunt bid pretty much out of the question. 3-2, runner goes, swing and a miss, strike 3. Throw down the second is offline, so a stolen base for Andrus, but 1 down in the inning. Oh, and they've called him out. So Andrus has been called out at second base. We've seen some interesting calls in this series. This one may be the most interesting.
I wonder if they're calling interference on the batter on the throw to second. I'd love to take a look back at that one because I'm trying to understand why the...
Well, let's see this throw. Delivers the pitch, swing and a miss, and now what?
Oh, he steps in front.
Yeah, screens him, absolutely. So a very unorthodox double play.
Very unorthodox at bat in general. I don't think I've ever seen 2 pitch clock violations in the same game, at this field at least.
Lineup flips over. Aiden Petrocco, 1 for 2, 400 hitter on the year. Fouled off the end of the bat, doubled in the first inning, reached on a fielder's choice in the second inning. And now John McGowan, an opportunity all of a sudden for a 1-2-3 inning.
Yeah, that was wild.
Does remind me of one of the funnier things I've seen. This is when Luke Terry was doing games, when Matthias Ridding basically spiked the ball, tried not to throw it, but was called interference. So the runner was out trying to steal, and that is how the game ended.
I kind of had a beat on it because I think I heard someone from the Sewanee coaching staff saying, what is he supposed to do there after the swing?
2-1 pitch, fouled onto the roof. This is a chance. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hit the pipes. That'll do it. Now a 2-2 count. McGowan trying to work a scoreless third. Pitch outside. Count runs full. Would be the first scoreless inning thrown by Trinity pitching in this game, which is only in the third inning. Low, ball 4, and he loses them.
Don't count out Sewanee not to score just yet. I mean, they did all their damage last time with 2 outs on the board. McGowan still not out of the woods.
Brings up Charlie Teal. Was reached on both times, 1 on an error, another by way of a walk. Ball in the dirt, nicely blocked by Ridding. McGowan behind 1-0. Misses there. Missed on his last several pitches now. And that will warrant a visit.
This is, now if you're Sewanee, every runner you get on, it's going to be the what if game of what if that crazy double play didn't happen. The double play that has maybe happened one other time ever.
Just a meeting of the battery right now. There is some action in the Trinity bullpen. This could be a very much a team effort for Trinity in terms of pitching. Have already used 3 arms.
been a while since I've seen Trinity do the actual bullpen game where you have a different arm every 1 or 2 innings. Usually it's split into 3 different guys of 3 innings.
Teal ahead 2-0. The .292 hitter on the year. Misses again, 3-0. McGowan in danger of walking back-to-back batters. Strike called.
That was a good get it in there pitch, but still not the greatest situation.
Pitch misses, ball 4, back-to-back walks for Sewanee. And now you think about that stolen base double play. Would have been the bases loaded with 1 down. Instead, first and second with 2. But the guy you want up to the plate, coming up right now, Zach Fortman, the shortstop. 1 for 1 today. A 2 RBI single that came in that 4-run second inning. Pitch misses, ball 1. And you wonder how much longer Dave Smith's going to let this go on. McGowan just trying to find his command right now and get this last out. Inside, ball 2. And now he's going to come out. Dave Smith's first visit with McGowan has not given the change signal yet. Trying to let his side armor get out of this. The walk's something that have plagued Trinity in terms of walks per 9. They average 5.34. That ranks 7th in the conference and 225th in the nation. As a staff that has walked a lot of batters this season.
And I think he's wanting McGowan to stay in because if he can get out of this with no damage done, that is such a big momentum boost for Trinity as a whole. That's what they're looking for. You already feel like you got that momentum boost with that very weird double play you got earlier. You don't want it to just go to waste.
McGowan will stay in there behind 2-0, facing the heart of the Sewanee lineup. Zach Fortman, who's done so much damage in this series to Trinity. Working with a runner in scoring position. Runners on first and second. Two 2-0. Check swing foul. So almost a free strike there.
Very fortunate for McGowan. 2-1. Much better position than what could have potentially been a 3-0.
Inside edge, strike called. And all of a sudden, out of the visit, a 2-2 count. 2 down in the inning, runners on first and second. Slider misses and the count runs full. Petrocco waits on second. Teal waits on first. Both will be off and running with this pitch. Time called. So mixed signals given by the umpire. Looked like Petrocco thought ball 4 was handed out. Does not look like that's the case. And now Coach Nate Burns coming out to see what's going on. Unusual stoppage, doesn't seem like it did anything. Still a 3-2 pitch, still 2 down in the inning. Fortman waits for it. Here go the runners. Pitch just misses, ball 4.
Oh, that hurts, Cole.
Let's see where this was on the replay. Tough to tell from our angle. Maybe a little low and inside, but looked pretty good overall.
Might have gotten a helmet tap if we were at a different level.
So Fortman walks, 3 consecutive walks handed out by McGowan, and the cleanup hitter pins on up. Chance to do some damage. And a balk is called, and that'll bring in a run. McGowan with his palms in the air, wondering what he did. And that will be his day. The balk brings in a run and gives Sewanee the lead, 6-5. A new arm on the mound when we come back. Welcome back to the campus of Trinity University. The Tigers bringing in their 4th arm in 3 innings, and this one is Joey Hagan. ERA just below 10 through 16 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, 9 walks, and fires strike 1. Hagan going against Pinzon, the cleanup hitter in today's game. Pinzon coming into this series a .324 hitter. High fly ball. Ramsey going back in the outfield grass, making the call and the catch that ends the inning. So Joey Hagan gets the one batter he sees, but not before Sewanee takes the 6-5 lead on a balk. We'll be back for the bottom of the 3rd. Tigers up to bat when we come back. Welcome back to the Alamo City, the bottom of the third inning, finally. We are over an hour and a half into this game. Mole back on the mound for Sewanee, who now has a 6-5 lead here in San Antonio. And he'll face Sawyer Haynes, who led off and ended the last inning. First pitch from Mole of the inning. Lands in the dirt, ball one. Haynes led off the last inning with a base hit. He's 1 for 1 today. And then ended the inning at the plate. Grant Anderson picked off at first base to end it. So now Haynes comes back up. 317 hitter on the year. Strike called, very outside edge.
And if you don't love these types of games, you don't love D3 baseball, man. This is the perfect representation.
1-1 pitch. Haynes lifts it up, should be playable in foul ground, and it is a nice catch by Petracco from second. Basket catch right at the fence of the bullpen for out number 1.
Yeah, he clambers off that bullpen wall. That was a long way to go for him too. That was not a short, brisk jog. Hey, every out matters, especially when the offenses are as hot as they are right now in terms of getting on base. You'll take what you can get.
Tough sky for him too, with the overcast being what it is right now. As Haynes is retired for the first time today, it brings up Matthias Ridding. Walked in his only plate appearance, a 396 hitter on the year. After a hit 162 last year. Just unbelievable offensive improvement from him. Takes a strike. And that was one of the guarantees I got from this Trinity coaching staff coming into the year. They felt very comfortable with him being their starting catcher. And they said, we promise you one thing, he is not hitting 162 this year. And he has done well above that. Ball in the dirt, evens the count 1-1. Obviously such an excellent defensive catcher. Had the pass ball today, but that's pretty unusual for him. So good to the point where when they had all-conference catcher Nick Lazera, they would pull him late in games and treat Matthias Ridding like a closer. Grounds one to third, Pinzon handles it, and throws to first for out number 2.
Sewanee's been more efficient this inning. Some good pitching from Mole. It's just, they can put a 0 on the board. That'd be big for them. Yeah, a lot of improvement internally from some of the bats here at Trinity. The offense has not really been deniable, but sometimes in baseball happens, right?
Ramsey lifts this one and drifts out of play into the screen. John Ramsey 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. 364 hitter on the year. 27 runs batted in. That's good for second on the team. 7 home runs. That's good for first on the team.
And last year he was in a kind of a similar position as Matthias in terms of the bat.
Down 0-1. Takes a strike. Breaking ball lands.
Although he did heat up in that Marshall Regional last year. He hit, I think, a couple home runs.
Down 0-2 here. 2 down in the inning, nobody on. Takes the ball outside. John Ramsey saved their season. Down a run in the 8th inning, hits the home run to tie it. Pretty unexpected given what he had done offensively to that point in the year. And then Caleb Woodward driving in the winning runs with a triple in the 10th. Ramsey lifts one to left field. This is hooking fair and rolling towards the warning track. Ramsey digging in for second, diving in, and he's safe with a 2-out double. First hit of the day for John Ramsey with 2 down.
Yeah, solid knock for John Ramsey. Slices into the perfect part of the field. It's a heck of a throw from the left fielder, but still, easy double.
Gant out there in left, playing for the first time today. For the first time in the series, I should say. It brings up Cal Coney, designated hitter. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Working with the tying run on second. Breaking ball just high. Cal Coney, a guy who's been swinging the heck out of the baseball after a pretty slow start. Really got going around spring break. Had a week with 10 runs batted in. Coney lines it to left, and it falls for a base hit. Ramsey being waved around from second. He's into score sliding, and this game is tied. Guy who won the game yesterday with a base hit in Cal Coney gives the Tigers their 6th run of the game today.
Like I said, Cole, don't let your bats go cold, because it's one of those games where it's 6-6 in the bottom of the 3rd. And Trinity is certainly looking to score more.
Brings up Evan Kuhl, the 9-hole hitter. Reach with a hit by pitch, also has a stolen base today. 364 hitter on the year. Seeing his first action yesterday since early March. Coney has to dive back to first on the pickoff attempt. Was injured in a diving play out in center field. Was filling in for Caleb Woodward at that point. Very thin in the outfield early in the year, but all these guys starting to come back. Including Evan Kuhl, who they really value with his speed. A very late swing for Kuhl. And they do call a strike. Kind of swung with the ball already in the glove. I think even the umpire was confused.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was late enough for it to count as a practice swing for the next pitch.
And that will warrant a meeting from head coach Tim Scannell. Bit of a mental lapse there maybe at the plate.
Yeah, that was one of those, when you start moving your arms and it just goes all the way through, and you're like, oh, that was not what I wanted to do.
Yeah, things happen. So the strike eventually called, was not called initially. The pitch was upstairs, and I guess the umpire thought the sequence had already happened. And all of a sudden, the Sewanee dugout saying, hey, he swung. That's a strike.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe Coney was supposed to steal there, because then the swing would have made sense, a little bit of sense.
Maybe. Coney dives back.
You see that, a lot of slow swings, because that's not interference when the catcher has to throw to second.
That would make more sense. Good observation. That's why we have you up here. Coney goes this time, swing, and a 2-hopper to pins on, steps and throws and gets nobody. Initially thought he was going to throw to first, but Kuhl has blazing speed, and then tried to go to second and ends up just pocketing the ball.
That was the best possible contact Kuhl could have gotten. The slowest of slow rollers in the infield on that chopper. Yeah, couldn't get it out of the glove, couldn't go anywhere. Solid.
They have scored that as a base hit, the 3rd consecutive hit of the inning for Trinity. And it flips the lineup over for Caleb Woodward, a chance for Trinity to get their first lead of the day. Takes a strike. That's the thing with Evan Kuhl. You talk to guys on this team, like Cam Chapman has told me, he's a guy where you cannot feel the ground ball routinely. He will beat it out if you take another hitch. Woodward takes the ball low and inside by his ankles. Count 1-1. And pins on learning that lesson the hard way. Runners on first and second, 2 down. Pitch misses upstairs, 2-1. All of this happening with 2 down in the inning. Mole was able to retire Haynes and Ridding. First 2 outs of the inning. 3 straight hits since then, a double and 2 singles. Woodward trying to keep it going. The 2-1 pitch. Ground ball to second. Petrocco makes the throw that ends the inning, but not before Trinity ties the game at 6. Sends us to the 4th in San Antonio.
We've regained pace to get out because Sewanee has the hard out at 2. Oh, do they? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, man. Oh, man. So, no matter what happens, this won't... So no matter what, this game is not great. My record for longest game on sack rule go forward with it. Tony has been to and then Stu and he on the bike. Yeah.
Welcome back to the overcast campus of Trinity University. Joey Hagan back on the mound for the Tigers, and he'll face Sewanee's center fielder. Genuine takes a strike. 1 for 2 in this game. Struck out in the first inning. Base hit in the second inning. 265 hitter on the year. Sewanee offense that has scored in every single inning so far. Big swing and a miss way ahead of that one. Down 0-2.
It's the confidence you like to see from a guy on the mound, just doing his thing. Get a guy down 0-2.
Pitch inside, first ball of the at-bat. Genuine with 1 hit in his last series against Millsaps. Broke up a streak of 3 consecutive multi-hit games prior to that. Thought about going at that low pitch, checked his swing. Third base umpire agrees. He's played a good center field so far in this series, made a couple of nice plays out there, and has been good with the bat as well. Sends a ground ball, foul down the first base line.
It's a good fight to get back into this one. After being down 0-2, it's always tough to stay patient, especially after that, but he's worked his way back.
The 2-2. Outside, ball 3. And again, it's that 0-2 pitch. This coaching staff has been so worried about all year, just haven't been able to execute in those situations. 3-2. Inside, strike 3 call. Genuine gets the bad news. 1 down in the inning.
He was definitely expecting that to be a walk, Cole. No, not quite. Man, really big strikeout for Hagan. Getting out on the board. Whew, man, a lot of full counts today.
First strikeout of the outing for Hagan, 1 down in the inning, and now it's Bill Gant. Has reached by way of a walk, also grounded out, 0 for 1 overall. Takes a pitch low and away for ball 1. Sewanee currently getting out hit by Trinity 6-5, but are in a 6-6 game. Swinging a foul tip into the mitt of Ridding. Goes down to strike 1. Fastball down the chute, strike called.
Again, it's a favorable count for Hagan, but can he complete it?
This has been the tricky situation. Soft grounder. Ramsey has to come in and field it. Barehanded throw in time. Came all the way into the lip of the infield grass to make that play barehanded, and there's 2 away.
Yeah, great job on the whoopsie swing. Definitely did not intend to hit that ball. But man, Ramsey's just so talented out there. Gets the out.
And now it's Ryan Zaparanek. 0 for 2 today, 2 strikeouts, in danger of the dreaded hat trick. Takes the ball low.
I think one of the cooler things that we got to see when we went up to Eastlake, Ohio, was Hagan and the other Hagan, the one on Whitewater, getting to see them interact.
Pitch inside, and it didn't hit him. Made a sound like it hit something.
I was about to say, I thought that, I heard it from up here. I thought I heard something. But.
Nobody reacted. So we play on 2-0. Inside 3-0. Got to talk to Hagan about his brother pitching with Whitewater before their series this year to open the season. Asked him who he was rooting for, and apparently his roommate was the opening day starter. So said he was rooting for his roommate game 1, rooting for the Tigers the rest of the way. Fires a strike, 3-1. And I believe that series worked out exactly how Joey Hagan's brother would have wanted as well. They lost the first game, they won the next 3. This is hit out to left field. Charging in is Cool, and he makes the catch to end the inning. Oh yeah! Basket catch ends the frame. Tigers up to bat when we come back. Welcome back. Bottom of the 4th inning in a tie game at 6. Mole back on the mound for Sewanee, and Anthony Susha will lead off the inning for Trinity. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it out of play above everything in right field. Susha has reached by way of a walk. He's also grounded out to first. Down 0-1. Hits a fly ball headed towards the Sewanee bullpen, and it will land there harmlessly for strike 2. This game taking a very long time. Hopefully it ends before I have to go to the Spurs game tonight.
Man, that'd be a record-breaking game length. I'm not sure what the record's for.
It's at 8 p.m. Do you think we can get it done by 8 p.m.?
Man. So are you in for the 30-inning game that I've predicted, or?
Maybe not. I believe that Sewanee has a drop-dead time of some kind. I believe 2 p.m. I don't know if we've confirmed that or not, but that's what the speculation was. So I might have my own personal drop-dead time if we don't have that.
Apparently it is 3 p.m. now.
Well, that might be a little better. That hour makes a big difference, because I don't know if this thing's getting done by 2. This is lined foul over everything again. Susha in a 1-2 count. Much better day outside today. Cloudy and windy still, but nothing like yesterday. No need to wrap ourselves in tarps this time. Breaking ball misses low, 2-2.
No fashion statements.
No, not today. The fashion, no runway modeling today. I still can't believe that somebody found photographic evidence. That Peyton is always walking around with his camera. This is tapped foul, and we'll do it again at 2-2. Tigers looking for their first lead of this game. Have been trailing the majority of the series. The only time they've actually led was in the 8th inning of yesterday's game 2. So they've led for basically 2 innings of an entire 3-game series, and they somehow have a win and are maybe in a position to get another one if they can take the lead here. Pitch just misses, and the count runs full, 3-2.
That's just baseball sometimes. We'll say that extra hour does put this game on watch for the longest game I've ever been to. Hopefully it doesn't break it.
The 3-2 pitch, nobody on, nobody out. Outside, ball 4, and Susha earns a leadoff walk, his 2nd walk of the game.
How many full counts have we had this game? I feel like almost every other batter has worked their way into a full count. That's what's been making this game take as long as it has.
So Susha on with the leadoff walk he got by way of that full count. And now it's Will Baker. 1 for 2. That base hit coming in the 2nd inning, where the Tigers scored 5 runs. Susha able to get back safely on the check on first. Joey Hagan able to earn the first scoreless inning for a Trinity pitcher in this game. Tiger offense trying to capitalize on it. Susha off and running. Baker swings and grounds a ball softly to second base. Petracco has 1 play. It's at first, and he takes the out there. Susha advances to second.
Yeah, really smart. Get the runner in scoring position. No chance at the double play, which there could have been if that runner wasn't sent. Just smart baseball.
Opportunity for the heart of this Trinity lineup in Grant Anderson, the cleanup hitter today. 1 for 2, a 364 hitter. Base hit in the 2nd. Throw off the backside. Susha back in plenty of time. Grant Anderson, a guy who appeared in 19 games last season. A lot of playing time really before spring break. Kind of slowed down after it. A regular in the lineup now, takes a strike. Susha waiting on second. Mole looking back at him, and a balk is called. So that dancing at second base by a Tiger base runner works again. Susha takes third.
It wasn't also Susha last time, was it?
It was Haynes.
Haynes, okay. Man. So that's 2 balks, 2 pitch clock violations. This is wild.
1 by each side on both. Anderson hits a fly ball to deep right field, and this just might give Trinity the lead. Susha tagging from third. The throw is offline. 7-6 Trinity in front. Sacrifice fly for Grant Anderson.
And now you realize how important that balk actually was, because that didn't happen. That run did not just score there. Good point to take a lead. Tigers have been consistently scoring ever since the 2nd inning, and especially big after they held Sewanee scoreless in the top of this frame.
Have now scored a run in 3 consecutive innings, and it's Sawyer Haynes coming up to the plate. 1 for 2 with a single in the 2nd. That led off the entire inning. 313 hitter on the year. It was the type of situation similar to a lot of these guys where he got in and he just wasn't leaving after that. They've loved his defense at second base, and the bat has been really good as well. Soft grounder fair. Mole fields it underhanded, and that will end the inning. But not before Trinity scores on a sacrifice fly. They have their first lead of the game. It's 7-6. We'll head to the 5th on Tiger Network.
This inning does not get over, the top of the inning does not get over by 110. This will be on pace for the longest game I've ever been to, which is 4 hours 21 minutes. Absolutely. I need a 3-pitch inning. Literally no joke. You're on the foul sheet. Oh my god. So they got through 5 innings before we got through 5 innings, despite us having an hour head start. Andrew's job is so easy. What a sport. What a division. What a game. Hashtag E3 baseball. Yeah.
Welcome back to San Antonio, Texas. Top of the 5th inning. Joey Hagan back on the mound. Misses with ball 1 to the catcher, Owen Andrus. Andrus 2 for 2 today with 2 base hits. Trying to keep it going here. Takes a ball inside and low, 2-0. So we have news in terms of Trinity Athletics and Sewanee Athletics. The Trinity softball team has completed a 3-game sweep of Sewanee, where they run-ruled all 3 games. They just won 9-0 today, and that means that despite their game starting an hour after this one, they have completed 5 innings before we got into the 5th inning.
It's just the kind of game it's been.
3-0 pitch, and that's ball 4. So Andrus reaches all 3 times he's been up, and the leadoff man aboard.
And if you're wondering why this game has taken so long, it's plate appearances like that have really drawn things out.
Brings up the 9-hole hitter, Sebastian Lineberger. Does not have a hit today, but does have a walk. He's also struck out. Ridding thought about throwing down the first. Thinks better of it. The 5th consecutive ball thrown by Joey Hagan. Down 1-0 here.
Looks like they're keen on dropping the bunt.
Pulls back this time. Strike called. Very outside edge. The Sewanee dugout making their displeasure with that one known.
Third base coach, especially. Well, let's take a look. Yeah.
Strike called again.
Yeah, that was I would be tapping my helmet. That's all I'll say.
So Hagan ahead 1-2 here, partially because of the generous call, and now quick consultation between batter and head coach. Andrus on with a leadoff walk. He waits on first base. It's the 9th walk handed out by Trinity pitching through 4+ innings.
I feel bad. Was this the batter that fell victim to the weird double play?
I'm trying to remember. Maybe. I would not rule that out.
Because this would be the second time that this would be a bad 2 back-to-back plate appearances. Unlucky.
Ground ball, Haynes, could be 2. Flip to Ramsey, throw to first in time. It's a double play. 4-6-3 on the twin killing.
You gotta feel like the unluckiest batter in the world right now. That's just unfortunate, man. Good double play turn by Trinity, though. I mean, tailor-made.
Flips the lineup over. Aiden Petrocco walked the last time he was up. He's also doubled today. Sends a fly ball into the outfield. Susha coming in from right. He makes the call and the catch to end the inning. Works out to be a 1-2-3 inning despite the leadoff walk. Takes us to the bottom of the fifth as we're halfway through this one in San Antonio. 7-6, Trinity with the lead.
What a poor guy. Two double plays in a row, both because of he got caught for the pitch clock violation, which made him swing at the pitch. Unluckiest batter. The unluckiest alive. That's the way he might be. If you want Rose Millsap name, Millsap is pummeling Rose right now. Really? Wow. Millsap beating Rose. Third inning, so a lot of baseball. That'd be big. I just get basketball. It's like Rose losing to somebody stupid. No problem beating us. No problem against us. The Trinity article I wrote about that being included. I wanted to include it before the draw. But said, good luck beating us now, Rose. And I told John, how would he take that? Is he going to be okay with that? And he said, like, this is kind of where I miss Jimmy. Because I know Jimmy well enough where he would look at Pat and be like, yeah, you got me. He would just replace Rose with St. Thomas. Yeah. Big story. New conference, big red team. A red big cat. Red big cat.
Back for the bottom of the fifth inning on the campus of Trinity University. Tigers up 7-6 over the Purple Tigers. And Matthias Ridding coming up to the plate to lead things off. Ridding nearly a 400 hitter on the year. Hitting 6 today. And he gets hit by the first pitch he sees. Mole back out there for Sewanee, and not the way he wanted to start the fifth. The leadoff man aboard.
Looks like Sewanee does have some movement in their bullpen. See how long Mole can go. Definitely not the way you want to start things out.
And it brings up John Ramsey. Ramsey 1 for 2 today. Check on Ridding, gets back safely.
That's got to be third or fourth hit batter by the Sewanee pitching staff.
That is the third. Ramsey drops down a bunt. It's a pretty good one. Pinzon has to throw, does so barely in time. Ramsey not able to beat it out, but the sacrifice is complete. Runner on second.
Yeah, pretty much a perfect bunt in every aspect. Just couldn't quite run it out. Almost did, though. Almost did.
So Ramsey does his job. Ridding now waiting on second base for Cal Coney, the designated hitter. 337 hitter with 25 runs batted in. 4 home runs on the season. 1 for 2 today. Base hit in the third. They throw off the backside. Ridding back in plenty of time.
Yeah, the mind games being played by runners at second base have been strong for Trinity this game.
Coney sends a fly ball to right field. Lineberger coming in and makes the catch. Throw gets away for a second. Ridding just has to stay put. Didn't get away enough. Nearly some chaos caused. Instead, 2 down in the inning.
Yeah, Sewanee was set up well enough defensively on that throw-in that even though that was definitely not the plan for that cutoff, but even though that happened, they were able to regroup quickly.
And now the last chance to drive in Ridding will be Evan Kuhl, the 9-hole hitter. He's reached both times today. Hit by pitch and an infield single, 1 for 1 overall. 417 hitter now on the year. Takes ball 1. Kuhl has already showed off his speed numerous times today, beating out the infield single. Also a stolen base today. The 1-0. Low and away, 2-0. A big insurance run out there for Trinity, as you would doubt that either of these teams will keep the amount of runs that they have right now. Lined the other way into the screen and foul, 2-1. In terms of pitching, both of these teams have used their big innings eaters. Sewanee only had 2 pitchers that had thrown 30 innings on the year. They used both of them. And Potter as well, who was their other most reliable arm. Trinity has already used Will Taylor and Will Hellings. This is lined into right field. It gets down for a base hit. Ridding being waved around from second. He scores. 8-6 Trinity, an RBI double for Evan Kuhl.
Big insurance run, Cole. Really big insurance run. Again, just a well-hit ball in the right field. Perfect positioning. Man, it's tough. Tough for Sewanee, tough for Mole. And again, we'll see how long the leash is. Run's been surrendered. If you're the Sewanee offense, yeah, I think you can get back into this one, but still.
Tigers have their largest lead of the series, 2 runs. Largest lead they've had in any game this weekend. And it looks like that will be the day for Mole. Surrenders a run in the 5th inning. Sewanee finds themselves down 8-6, new arm coming in. George Kell. George Kell, 8th appearance, ERA. Actually, 2.25. Oh, 2.25. Not a lot of it. As long as it's performance, still way over the stature. Did not do it before this one. So, take what you will from that. This is a game. I'm just glad that we got that out of the way. Hopefully there's no foul. And that's it. The great experiment. Back to the back. We did it with Will Hellings too. All right, that's another round. Will Hellings striking out 11. This is the baseline. Game winner. Neither can be stopped. Although, not too bad. Yeah, that's back. I mean, we have to nice job. Pretty. Don't know how it happened. Yeah, we did it. We got it off the back. This is doing the weirdest double phase. Welcome back to San Antonio, Texas. The new arm on the mound for Sewanee is George Kell, the first year from Houston, Texas. A bit of a homecoming for him, making his 8th appearance of the year. The ERA at 2.25. He faces Caleb Woodward. Tries to drop down the bunt. Ends up fouling that off. Should be strike one, and it is. Kell so far this season has a win-loss record of 1-1 through 8 innings pitched. His last appearance through 2/3 of an inning against Maryville. No strikeouts, no walks, but no earned runs. Back-to-back scoreless appearances from Kell. Trying to continue that momentum with a runner on second and Cool. Pitch gets away, not enough for Cool to take third though. Good block by Andrus behind the dish.
That's an impressive last appearance because Maryville is a really good team this year. They are top 16 in NPI and might get a top 8 seed. So to hold an offense like that scoreless in your appearance, pretty good.
Pitch to Woodward, 1-1. Outside, this one gets away, and Cool easily takes third. Rounds it, actually, but ends up staying there. Woodward did it yesterday.
You never know. You never know. Thor gets away from the pitcher, becoming a score. I mean, it's just been a lot of needed patience at the plate for every batter today.
Woodward in a 2-1 hitters count. Takes ball 3. And it may be in your best interest to just walk him at this point. Sewanee going with the lefty-lefty matchup out of the pen. The 3-1. Outside, ball 4 on a close pitch. And that will put runners at the corners with 2 down in the inning.
I don't know if Woody was really expecting that to be called a ball, but it did get called a ball. Again, it's not the worst situation to be in because you do have the force out at second.
And now he has to face the righty in Susha. So Woodward aboard on first with his second walk of the day, and Susha, who already has 2 walks, will come up to the dish. 0 for 1 overall, but has reached on those 2 walks. Pitch way outside, and Kell just trying to find his command. As I mentioned earlier, did not walk a batter in his 2/3 of an inning against Maryville. He's already walked Woodward. Behind 1-0 here. 2 down in the inning. Woodward off and running, got a great jump. This is a fly ball that is headed out of play and foul, so he'll have to go back. Woodward had that base stolen easily.
And it's just so tough, especially it's a day where it's not like cold, but still your hands feel cold. And your hands, very important when you're pitching.
1-1 after the foul ball. Not yet. They'll check on Woodward. Steps back safely. Didn't have a very large lead that time. Evan Cool still waiting on third. Of course, we have seen Trinity with 2 outs, runners in the corners, try the delayed steal of home after stealing second. Get the runner on second into a rundown, just take the run from third. They run Woodward. Ball in the dirt, and it gets away. Cool sprinting in from third. Woodward charging into third. He's safe. Takes 2 bases on a wild pitch again, and it's 9-6.
Man, another disaster for Sewanee. Ball gets away. And it's unfortunate because he's been doing a good job stopping a lot of these too, but on a pitching staff that has a lot of pitchers that throw a lot of nasty stuff, you got to be pretty much perfect, or else something like that's going to happen.
Susha in a 2-1 count. Fouls it into the screen right in front of us. That's what it's for.
Now, if we still had the fence, that would have been right at us. Before the field renovations, the fence came up to that line right there. That was as high as it got.
It's about halfway what the screen is right now. That ball touching the upper part of the screen. Here's a chopper over the head of Cal. This could be a tough play. Instead, the sidearm throw gets Susha to end the inning. But not before Trinity adds on another run. It's 9-6. Tigers plate 2 in the 5th. Welcome back to the campus of Trinity University. Joey Hagan back on the mound, and he'll have to deal with the heart of the Sewanee lineup. Teal drops down a bunt. Anderson going to have to make a quick play. Throw to first, not in time. Teal stumbling over the first base bag, but it's worth it as he reaches on the bunt single.
Yeah, surprise first action bunt. Woodward actually did something very similar when he came up. Just flashed the bunt in a position where you don't necessarily expect it. Can work out for you really well. Grant Anderson, great third baseman, but just couldn't quite get there with how slow it was rolling.
And it's Fortman. There's this guy again. Shortstop, done a lot of damage to the Tigers. Takes ball 1. Today he's reached all 3 times, 2 walks and the base hit. Home run in yesterday's game. Takes a strike, 1-1. Leadoff man aboard. Teal reaching on the infield single. Strike down the chute. It's one thing that Hagan seems to be doing really well, just challenging hitters, getting ahead. Seen a couple of firm fastballs in the zone. Now the 1-2 pitch. Runner goes. Throw to second. Gonna be tight. In time, they catch Teal stealing. Matthias Ridding guns him down for the first out of the inning.
Big momentum shifter, Cole. Big momentum shifter. Man, that's rough if you're Sewanee, because you really want to have that guy in scoring position. You're not down by too much considering how much scoring has been done in this game, but wow, what a throw from Ridding. It was a perfect throw.
Now the 2-2 pitch to Fortman. Pop up. Ramsey calling from short, backing up in the shallow center, and makes the catch for out number 2.
Yeah, I think Hagan, unlike pretty much every other pitcher we've seen today, hasn't been afraid to force the issue of just like, yeah, I'm going to throw it in the zone. Swing at it. Everyone else has been kind of playing the, let's throw a breaking ball outside here, maybe bend one in here, there. With Hagan, you kind of know, expecting it to be a fastball.
First pitch strike again. This one to Tyler Pinzon. He's reached twice, once on a fielder's choice, once on a walk. 0 for 2 overall. Takes a ball. Pins on the cleanup hitter. Hagen trying to retire his 10th batter in a row despite allowing 2 of them to reach. This is sent in the air, center field. Woodward camping under it, and he makes the catch. A 3rd consecutive 1-2-3 inning for Joey Hagen, and it ends the 6th. Tigers up to bat when we come back.
Increasing the pace of the game. Oh yeah, saving that. Absolutely. It's comfy up here. Or 2 sweatshirts this time. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty good. Might be a little cold. Not as much wind. Yep. Yeah. That didn't cool down. That was quick. Let's pass it up. Yeah.
Welcome back to the Alamo City. Will Baker set to lead off this inning for the Tigers, still facing Kell, who's out there for Sewanee. Trinity up 9-6 over Sewanee. Baker 1 of 3 today. 346 hitter on the year. Base hit came in the 2nd inning. He's also grounded out and struck out in his 3 plate appearances. Take strike 1. Tigers able to plate 2 in that last inning. They've scored in 4 consecutive innings after being held scoreless in the 1st. Pitch gets away, another wild pitch, but nobody on base to take advantage of it this time. The wild pitch has really hurt both sides in this one, but Sewanee more than Trinity lately. The 1-1. Inside out swing, foul out. And into the screen, 1-2. One-two pitch from Kell. Baker ducks out of the way of that one, probably closer than it appeared.
It's like I said a couple innings ago, Cole. In these bullpen games, you're just hoping one guy has a really good appearance.
2-2. Grounded to short on 2 hops. Throw across the diamond in time from Fortman, 1 down.
And Sewanee there, they've still struggled to find that guy. Who knows? Maybe they'll throw up a perfect frame here, but Trinity has found it in Joey Hagen. He's been really good today, and that's really the key difference in these kind of bullpen games. One guy needs to go out there and just be great.
Grant Anderson, the cleanup hitter, now up. Base hit in the 2nd inning today. Takes an inside strike. Joey Hagen, you would assume he's coming back out, even though there's been stirring and some warming up in the Trinity bullpen. He's faced the minimum so far. This is a swing and a foul from Anderson, down 0-2. He's faced 10 batters. All of them have gotten out in some form or another. You know, he's allowed a couple of them to reach. The 0-2. Outside, 1-2. One down in the inning after Baker was retired on the ground out. Kell trying to hold this deficit for Sewanee. Anderson grounds one to second. Petrocco makes the throw in time, 2 away.
Yeah, there's been a lot more swings induced by the Tigers, the Trinity Tigers, or on this iteration of the Sewanee pitching staff, at least. That's what you're really trying to get when you're putting in all these bullpen guys, is just get that weak contact, because a lot of these guys probably are a bunch of junk ball pitchers.
Brings up Sawyer Haynes. Takes a strike. Haynes 1 for 3 today, a base hit that came in the second, led off that inning where all 9 batters came up to the plate. 5-run inning for Trinity. Strike called. Kell ahead 0-2, starting to settle in. He's retired the last 3 batters he's faced, despite giving up a couple of runs in the 5th. Oh-2. Outside, gets away. First ball of the at-bat. Kell, the 4th arm that Sewanee has used, each side using 4 arms so far today in the 6th. This is ripped into left field and it gets down, rolling all the way to the wall. Haynes digging in for second. Gets there sliding. 2-out double for Sawyer Haynes. Opportunity for Trinity to extend the lead.
And Trinity just still staying dangerous. Really good to lower the bat on that pitch that was breaking down. And the Trinity, bats have been impressive. After, maybe a slow bottom of the first, they've just been doing so well, just hitting and drawing walks and making use of wild pitches that have come their way.
Brings up Matthias Ridding. Reached twice despite being 0 for 1, a walk and a hit by pitch. Went around at that one, down 0-1. See what Haynes can do here at second base. We've already seen him get Ridding a walk on the pitch clock violation. Was distracting enough to force that violation, and ball 4 and a 3-2 count. Big swing and a miss from Ridding, down 0-2. Tigers trying to bring in their 10th run of the game. It's really the first sustained period where they've had the lead. All in this series. Been controlled by Sewanee. Ridding sends this one foul out of play into the screen by the Sewanee bullpen. Still down 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Outside, ball 1. I will say, Reed, the one thing that's held up pretty well this weekend, and it was maybe a concerning thing based on how much Sewanee bunts and loves to put the ball in play, is the Trinity defense. Only 1 error today, despite having a run of a couple of games with some errors. Held up pretty well in this series. Haynes dancing at second. 1-2 pitch, hit in the air, and fouled out of play again. 1-2, and that hit something.
Yeah, incredibly important to be defensively sound in this series in particular. Yeah, there have been a couple series where the Tigers have had a couple errors that have cost them games. It's those little things that really make the difference in a long season like this.
Umpire calling time, giving that engaged signal. Done that a couple of times today. Count still at 1-2. Haynes waiting at second. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Kell gets out of the inning, works around the 2-out double, and throws a scoreless 6. Sends us to the 7th, and San Antonio Trinity up 9-6.
Did Byron come back?
Of course. 4-2.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
Welcome back to San Antonio, Texas. Joey Hagan back on the mound to face Will Genuine, the center fielder in today's game for Sewanee. Squares up to bunt, pulls it back for strike 1. Genuine 1 for 3 today. Struck out twice, one swinging, one looking. Also has a base hit in the 2nd inning. This game has become somewhat of a normal baseball game since that 2nd inning. Ended 5-5. Gets out of the way of an inside pitch, but a strike called. Gets the bad news and finds himself down 0-2. Hagan has his pitch. This is softly lifted right to Grant Anderson, who makes the catch for out number 1.
It's been such a good outing for Hagan. He is pitching with more confidence than I've ever seen him pitch with. He's been doing a great job. Been working at a great pace. He's forcing the Sewanee bats to work at his pace, which is what you want as a pitcher.
He's really slowed down the walks. First pitch here, ball 1. Going against Bill Gant, the left fielder. Hitless today, has walked though. 3 pitchers that came in before Hagan walked 8 batters. Hagan has only walked 1. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fouled in on the hands into the screen. Now 1-2. Even if Sewanee can't come back in this game, still a chance for a very successful season ultimately. Came into the series with a 6-6 SAA record, 4th in the conference. Pitch in the dirt, 2-2. Searching for their first season where they finish above 500 since 2020. Finished last year 20-20. They fell to 500 after losing in the SAA tournament. Had an above 500 regular season. This is driven out to left field. Cool, waits under it, and there's 2 gone. But even if they do lose this series, still an impressive showing, and head coach Nate Burns has done a really good job.
Yeah, you got to be really happy because the tournament a lot simpler this year in format. You get 6 teams in, double elimination, and Sewanee very, very, very likely to be there. Trinity probably pretty likely to end up playing them. My off the knowledge seeding rules for 6 teams work is right.
Pitch in the dirt to a pinch hitter, John Bagwell, coming out of the dugout. Pinch hits for Zaparanik, who was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Ahead 1-0 here. Fouled in on the hands and into the screen, out of play. Hagen trying to continue his streak of facing the minimum here. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss behind the fastball. That fastball has been firm and effective and in the zone all day. 1-2. Did he go? They check. No, he did not. Check swing levels the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hagen going for his 3rd consecutive 1-2-3 inning. Ripped into right field, but right at Susha, who collects out number 3 to end the inning. Time to stretch in San Antonio, bottom of the 7th, coming your way next. 9-6, Trinity with the lead.
These innings have been really fast, too. Oh, yeah. He's doing the 10 method. They're gonna miss. Oh, the catch. Yes. Yes. It worked. I was wondering where this went. Beautiful. New pitcher? New pitcher. Oh, 38. Looks like. Color's gone, which I don't really understand, but I was
Davis Jones, first year from Atlanta, 7th appearance, ERA at 6.75. This is why it was annoying to prep for, because they have so many pitchers in ultra. Use all of them. So I had to go through, and sometimes it was like 3 appearances, high ball numbers. Very
I thought the other day we were actually having kind of a lot of trouble with them.
They retired his last 4.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just like a confidence thing. Like, yeah, let's get him off the line.
Tim's giving me orders. All right.
Back here on the campus of Trinity University. And the 5th arm for Sewanee being used in this game is Davis Jones, the new pitcher on the mound. Jones with a 6.75 ERA through just over 5 innings pitched, and he faces John Ramsey, who takes ball 1. Ramsey 1 for 2 today, the average over 370. A double in the 3rd inning, sacrifice bunt the last time he was up. Ramsey fouls this one onto the roof. 1, 2, 3, and we lost sight. Not a record breaker.
Not quite.
Ramsey in a 1-1 count. Rips it foul into the screen. 1-2. Tigers trying to take the series victory and salvage some of their NPI. Talked about how important that was earlier in this series. Kind of on the at-large bubble right now. Win here would do some good things for that number. But the series to watch will be the one next weekend against Rhodes. This ball in the dirt. It's by the catcher, Andrus. Count even, 2-2.
Yeah, everything kind of seems to be culminating in that road series, which is funny because they're not even the last series. That series will be at center.
2-2 pitch. Did he go around? Yes, he did, and Ramsey strikes out.
Well, it's a good start for Sewanee. Looking to put up another 0 on the board on their other Tiger foes. Been a while. I don't know if we've ever had a mascot ditto in baseball. Both teams have been the Tigers.
I'm sure it's happened at one point, but nobody in conference, obviously. Now we get this every year. Swing and a miss for Cal Coney, strike one. Coney 1 for 3 today. Pitch misses outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. But it was interesting looking at the schedule before the year. I think that all of us were disappointed that that center series was going to be on the road, because kind of thought that that was the one that was going to decide the conference. Center being so highly ranked to start the year. Ball skips in the dirt, 2-1. But it's really been Rhodes that's taken the SAA by storm, and they've been arguably the best team in the conference this year. And the two teams that will, in all likelihood, get those 2 byes in the tournament will face off next week here at Trinity. Pitch misses inside, falling behind, 3-1 is Jones.
It's really important that that series is at home too, because travel in the SAA, it's tough. So being able to be at home and wait for them to come to you, it's got to be nice.
Coney takes a pitch and takes ball 4. So a 1-out walk worked by Cal Coney, his first walk of the game. And it will bring up Evan Kuhl. He reached all 3 times today, hit by pitch, a single and a double. 2-hit day for the left fielder. Kuhl, somebody who's familiar with some of these SAA opponents, a dual sport athlete, plays safety on the football team, so he's used to playing Sewanee every year. Coney dives back safely on the pickoff attempt. There have been some defensive changes to note. Tyler Pinzon has moved to first base. He was at third base. Kuhl waits for the pitch. Squares up to bunt, pulls it back. Takes a ball outside. Jacob Claivo out there at third base. Takes over defensively, his first appearance of the series. Coney dives back safely again.
Of course, in other sports, we had the Colorado College Tigers. That was always a team you played.
Coney going on contact there. Ends up at second base, but the ball goes foul down the third base line. Goes down as strike 1.
Played Colorado College in every sport other than football, baseball, and softball. No stickball up in Colorado Springs.
Nope. Be a good place for it, though.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Colorado College used to have a football team.
1-1. Squares up to bunt again, pulls it back for a ball. Yeah, that ball would fly out there.
It's like the perfect place for a D3 game.
Which does remind me about something that I learned about Will Taylor, who's from Colorado. 2-1, we'll have to wait. Coney dives back safely. Apparently, he hit a home run in high school at Coors Field.
Wow.
Because he was actually recruited as like a first base DH player. So he's actually been getting some practice swings during practices I've been at. Coney off and running. That ball fouled in on the hands of Kuhl, and Coney will have to be sent back. But apparently Will Taylor was quite the bat in high school, and he hit a home run in the place of the Rockies.
That's awesome. Hitting a home run in a MLB ballpark. Like, not a lot of people can say they've done that. Not a lot.
Coney off and running. This is fouled into the screen. seem really intent on staying out of that double play.
Yeah, but you also run the slight risk of if it gets lined out into one of the infielders and you're running for second, that's an immediate double play.
2-2 pitch to Cool. Takes strike 3 and goes down looking. First time that Sewanee has been able to retire Evan Cool today. 2 away. Second strikeout of the inning for Jones, and it flips the lineup over. Caleb Woodward now up. Woodward has reached 3 times today, 0 for 1 overall. He's been hit by a pitch and has walked twice. Coney leaning the other way, but able to get back safely on the pickoff attempt.
Also,
Clavijo playing in at third base, ready for the Woodward bunt, should he drop it. Check on the runner again.
I know how much you like it when a pitcher checks on the runner, right?
Oh, so fun. Especially when they do it like 4 times in a row before they throw a pitch. It's excellent. Fires a strike there. Woodward down 0-1. Coney still at first with 2 down in the inning, and they check again.
I don't think they have the rule. I think you can infinitely check a runner.
Oh, you can.
Still.
Oh, yeah. You can go as many times as you want. Coney off and running. Woodward grounds one to second. Throw to first, and that ends the inning. So Jones works a scoreless 7th, takes us to the 8th. Sewanee trails by 3.
One thing I wondered is, like, if you're trying to stall, why did you just keep throwing the first?
Yeah. Is there a sportsmanship clause in the rules?
I don't know. Like, if you are ahead and you drop this time, why would you just, like, have to go third base?
Yeah, like if the drop is at 2, if they even bother playing these next 2 innings,
I don't know.
this game was on track to be an over 4-hour game. We were probably a 3 hour, 15 minutes.
A little longer. It's not a big deal.
I was worried.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is third one.
Welcome back to the campus of Trinity University. The Tigers up 9-6. The Trinity Tigers, that is. They lead the Sewanee Tigers. First pitch. Fouled up. Out of play onto the roof. Oh, just cleared it. Just missed the roof. Just a bit short. Very high foul ball out of play for strike 1. So that's Owen Andrus fouling it off against Joey Hagan. The 3rd time this game that Andrus has led off an inning.
Sometimes it's just how it works out.
Fouled out of play again, down 0-2. Talking to head coach Nate Burns, asking him what's one thing he feels that has gone very well, or what's one thing that's been surprising this year. He said that the leadership group has just done such an outstanding job, and Andrus a part of that. One of 3 captains that Sewanee has. Actually designated captain, something that we don't often see in baseball. The 0-2 pitch misses in the dirt from Hagan. Nice block by Ridding to keep it in front of him. Waiting for the 1-2 pitch. Two-hopper. Anderson makes the throw in time. And Hagen continues to face the minimum into the 8th.
Now I'm starting to wonder, Cole, assuming that Hagen gets through this inning, they do have movement in the bullpen, Trinity. Do you think we'll see him back out in the 9th?
I don't see why not.
I don't see why not either. But I don't know what the longest appearance Hagen has ever had is. But this is starting to feel like it.
There is a pinch hitter. Landis Fluke now up. Fouls the first pitch he sees off. Fluke making his first appearance of the series, I should say, his 4th of the season. Takes a ball low, 1-1. And if you want a guy to break up Joey Hagen retiring the minimum, this guy might be it. He's reached in every plate appearance this season. Takes a pitch outside, 2-1. No hits, but he's walked twice. So definitely someone who's going to produce a good at-bat. Getting that opportunity here. Replaces Lineberger, whose day is done. That's fouled out of play, 2-2.
This is the longest appearance for Hagen in his Tiger career. So it's been very impressive how long he's been able to go.
Came in the 4th inning. And since then has faced the minimum. Pitch inside, 3-2. Done kind of the same thing that Donald did to the Tigers in Game 1, where he retired 19 in a row. The 3-2 pitch from Hagen. Inside, ball 4, and it's another walk for Fluke.
So a little bit of traffic on the base paths for Hagen. I'm sure he's not going to be too shaken up by it. You got the double play ball on the table. You just can't get too distracted by the guy who's on first.
Lineup flips over. Aiden Petracco was reached twice, a double in the first. He's also walked. Takes a ball low. Runner on first with 1 down in the 8th. Trinity up 9-6. Pitch outside, and Ridding has to backhand to keep it in front of him. And it looks like that will be the day for Joey Hagen. Loses a little bit of his control. Walks the 9-hole batter, falls behind here against the leadoff man. And now his day was done. But a very good appearance for Joey Hagen, who faced the minimum up until this point. New arm on the mound when we come back in San Antonio.
I feel like the more aggressive pitchers have been better.
Yeah.
He was nice.
even allow a run.
Welcome back to the Alamo City, and the native of San Antonio on the mound for the Tigers. It's Kyle Hoggett, sophomore from San Antonio, Texas, making his 9th appearance of the season, has a 2-0 record, ERA above 7, an opportunity to lower that in this appearance. Comes into a 2-0 count against the leadoff man, Aiden Petrucco. And now 3-0 as he misses. Hoggett's last appearance, 2 1/3 innings pitched against Southwestern, struck out 3, walked 1, allowed 2 earned runs. .30 pitch. Low, ball 4. And now the tying run coming to the plate in the 8th inning for Sewanee. And it's exactly the segment of the lineup that they would be hoping for. Charlie Teal coming to the plate.
It's always awkward coming in the middle of a count. Even more so when it's already 2-0 when you get in there.
You think they'd be used to it by now.
That is true.
Seems to be when every pitching change happens with Trinity. Middle of a count, Charlie Teal. Pitch misses, 1-0. Teal has reached all 4 times he's been up. Once on an error, twice on a walk, and a base hit the last time he was up. Runners on first and second for Sewanee. Strike called. 1-1. First strike of the outing for Hoggett. 1 down in the inning. Chopper foul down the first base line. Now 1-2. Teal, another one of the captains on the Sewanee team, trying to come through in a big moment. Inside out swing, foul ball, out of play. And we'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fluke waiting on second. Petrucco on first. Both on by way of a walk. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. First strikeout of the outing for Kyle Hoggett, 2 away.
That's big, Cole, but you got to remember, a lot of damage in this game done by both sides has been with 2 outs on the board. You are far, far from feeling comfortable.
And a lot of damage done by this guy, Zach Fortman. Well over a 400 hitter on the year, over 40 runs batted in. Got to that number in this series. Called strike. They've only gotten Fortman once today. He's reached 3 times, 2 walks and a base hit.
I glanced at that graphic. That's a 1,400 OPS.
I believe it was. Checked his swing, did not go around. A nice block by Ridding. If Kyle Hoggett is to finish this game, he would earn a save. Asking for 5 outs out of him, unless someone comes in the 9th. Strike called, inside edge, 1-2.
Hoggett's a Tiger pitcher, definitely known for those big breaking balls, being fairly accurate with them as well.
The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 gets him looking. Kyle Hoggett strikes out back-to-back batters to end the 8th. Sends us to the bottom of the frame. Tigers up to bat, trying to add on.
Parker Rambo.
Are you serious?
Parker Rambo.
Rambo?
Rambo. I don't know enough about the movie.
That is very funny.
John Parker Rambo.
Great man.
Not a great ERA.
Well, it can only be good at coverage. give the guy a break. Give the guy a break.
8 through 9 appearances.
He's trying his best. At least I hope he is.
Welcome back to San Antonio, Texas, where the Trinity Tigers have the 9-6 lead. New arm on the mound for Sewanee is John Parker Rambo. 1-2 record, ERA above 8. Opportunity to lower that today in this appearance. He fires ball 1 to Anthony Susha. Susha 0 for 2 today, a .326 hitter on the year. Leading off this inning, he's reached twice, both by way of a walk. Grounded into right field, a base hit. Finds that hole between first and second base that they've used so often this series. First hit of the day for Susha.
Yeah, tough start for a new pitcher, but still double play option. Although with how aggressive Trinity has been running the bags and how kind of gung-ho they've been at sending runners to steal, who knows if that'll last for long.
Brings up Will Baker, 1 for 4 today. Takes a ball. Baker ahead 1-0. Susha waiting on first. A valuable insurance run. You'd assume it'd be Kyle Hoggett out to start the 9th for Trinity. Tate Johnson has been warming up in the pen, though. See if he gets in or not. Baker tries to bunt that one. Actually offered at that time. Fouled it off. So Trinity not afraid to bunt one of their best hitters. Taking a page out of Sewanee's playbook there. 1-1. Throw to first. Susha steps back safely. Clavijo again. Playing in on the infield grass, ready for the bunt. Pins on at first, having to hold Susha on. Tries to bunt again, pulls it back. Clavijo charging in that time. A defensive replacement at third base. Two and one, squaring again. Pulls it back, ball 3. And they say he went around, actually. So that'll even the count at 2-2.
Bit of a tough appeal because you have to appeal to the second base umpire on that play.
The 2-2, probably no longer bunting. Runner bluffs like he's going in Susha. Ball 3 and the count runs full.
It's an interesting sequence.
Went about a fourth of the way there and then turned around. 3-2 pitch. Gets out of the way of a pitch inside, and it's ball 4. First 2 Tigers reaching in the inning with nobody out.
Now this is just, sometimes this is just the positions you're put in D3 baseball when you're this deep into a bullpen, this deep into a series. you're going to get put into some tough situations that you got to find your way out of. And Sewanee especially does because, I mean, they might only have one more chance to get some hits.
Anderson squares up to bunt, went around. I was just about to say if they bunted Baker, probably not too afraid to bunt Grant Anderson in this situation. Clavijo again charging in from third. Pinzon ready to do the same from first. Bunt gets down the third base line. It's a really good one. Barehanded throw from Clavijo is offline. Petrocco covered from second base, couldn't keep his foot on the bag, and everybody is safe. Bases loaded, nobody out. And they do assess an error to Clavijo on the throw.
Sewanee's got a couple guys up in the bullpen. We'll see how long JPR lasts here. That's tough. That's tough, Cole.
Bases loaded, nobody out after the E5 is called. One error on each team now. Sawyer Haynes in the batter's box takes strike one. 2-hit day for Haynes, 2 for 4 overall. Double and a single, and an opportunity to blow this one open.
Infield's all in.
Ball in the dirt and it gets away. Actually, it hit Haynes, so the run comes in regardless. Susha scores from third, and the Tigers are in double digits, 10-6 Trinity.
Play the infield in and can't even do anything about it when the ball hits the batter.
Another hit by pitch handed out by Sewanee pitching.
Oh, that'll be it.
And that will be the day for John Parker Rambo. Leaves with the bases loaded, nobody out, and a run in for Trinity in the 8th. New arm when we come back.
So are they going to get a chance? Well, no, I'm not saying time. I'm saying, are they going to get a chance? Score 6 runs. Oh, yeah. No. Already got one. Hit a grand slam.
Wilberry.
Wilberry?
Wilberry. ERA 4.15. I was gonna say. That's what I was thinking. 8 2/3, 0-1 record, 9th appearance. Struck out the side in his last appearance.
Okay. Legit. Why did they pitch it first?
What are you doing up here?
I already just shit was on the schedule. We're not running. Huh?
You think we can? Bases loaded, nobody out.
I thought we were going to the 9th already.
Oh, we got bases loaded, nobody out.
I saw the 0. I was like, oh, my goodness.
Oh, any of the case.
Pitches, we're out of here.
I mean, they've already hit like 4 batters.
Yeah, they got pitch. You got rain coming. 14. They played their whole infield in just for the battle of the third.
Well, he's a wild pitcher.
Yeah, either way.
The run was coming in reverse. Which is now Sawyer Haynes is on.
Alright. Let this guy get him out.
Welcome back to the campus of Trinity University. Trinity with the 10-6 lead and the 7th arm of the day used by Sewanee now in the game. Will Berry on the mound, the junior from Decatur, Georgia, making his 9th appearance of the season. 0-1 record, the ERA at 4.15 through 8 2/3 innings pitched, as he will face Matthias Ridding, who takes strike one. Last appearance for Berry, a very good one against Millsaps. 1 inning pitch, 3 strikeouts, no earned runs. Infield is all the way in for Sewanee once again. Big swing and a miss from Ridding at the breaking ball, down 0-2.
Well, this is the best position that Sewanee's been in to get an out this inning, so they better take it.
1 run has already scored in the frame with the bases loaded, hit by pitch. And looks like time is called. Ridding back in the batter's box. The 0-2 pitch. High 1-2. Will Baker, the runner, waiting on third. Anderson on second. Sawyer Haynes on first. Infield remains in with the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ridding goes down swinging, and 4 strikeouts in a row now for Berry, dating back to the game against Millsaps.
That was a wild swing from Ridding. Good pitch.
Doesn't get any easier here though. John Ramsey, OPS over 1,000. Struck out twice today, but he's also doubled. Breaking ball lands for a strike, as Berry continues to just deal over his last 2 appearances. Bases still loaded. Misses upstairs, 1-1. Infield has backed up to double play depth, ready to end the inning that way. Strike called. 1-2. So Berry coming in with the bases loaded, has done nothing but throw strikes pretty much. Already has 1 strikeout in a 1-2 count here. Tried to dot that one, misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Really can't lose him here, Cole. You really can't.
Ground ball, this could be 2. Flip to second for 1, a bobble, and it's not going to be in time. Run scores from third, and it's 11-6 Trinity. The RBI fielder's choice for John Ramsey extends the lead.
Well, if you're Sewanee, you'll take the out for sure. But at this point, this game has become very, very, very hard to win. Trinity has kind of had a stranglehold on this game ever since, really, we got into the bottom of the third. Past the 3rd inning, it's been all Trinity.
It's been all Joey Hagan ever since he got pulled. Throw to third. Tried to pick off Anderson there. He stepped back, and the ball nearly got away. Almost a disastrous wild pickoff attempt.
It's the last time you've seen someone check up on a runner on third. It's been a while for me.
Cal Coney waiting for his first pitch. Takes strike 1. Coney has reached twice today, a walk and a base hit, 1 for 3 overall. Anderson waiting on third, Ramsey at first, runners at the corners. Coney fouls that off in on the hands. Down 0-2. Kyle Hoggett getting loose again this long inning, warming up with a rubber ball along the wall, just trying to stay hot. Coney down 0-2. Runner off and going. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That ends the inning. Barry strikes out 2 batters in the frame, and it takes us to the top of the 9th. Sewanee down to their final 3 outs when we come back.
It didn't help that the first guy they threw literally didn't get it. I know. He left the game with a definite ERA. Well, hold on. I think the run could be on there. Right?
Welcome in the top of the 9th inning in San Antonio. Trinity with the 11-6 lead, trying to close out this series. Kyle Hoggett back on the mound, and he'll face Tyler Pinzon, 0 for 3 today. Chops one foul down the third base line for strike 1. Kyle Hoggett going for a 5-out save. Came into this game in a save situation with 1 down in the 8th inning. Has the opportunity to finish it despite the runs that Trinity scored in the bottom of the 8th. Ahead of that pitch, fouls it off towards the Trinity dugout. Tigers housed on the third base side here on the campus of Trinity University. Hoggett ahead 0-2. Did he go? They appeal? No. Check swing. Pinzon staying alive.
I gotta stay alive. It's your last chance. When you're down by 5, that's the toughest margin to be down by, because not even a grand slam ties things up.
Fouled at the top of the screen. Stays at 1-2. Tigers out of slam range as of now. Trying to stay that way, up 11-6. One ball, 2 strikes. Breaking ball lands for strike 3. 3 straight strikeouts for Kyle Hoggett. 1 down in the 9th.
He's just been dealing and dealing, Cole. The more aggressive pitchers in this game have been rewarded a lot better than the more passive pitchers. Because even though Hoggett, he throws breaking balls, but he's aggressive with where he throws them.
Hoggett now facing Genuine. Takes ball 1. Well, Genuine, 1 for 4 today. Base hit that came in the 2nd. He's also struck out twice. Breaking ball lands, strike called. It's Hoggett's bread and butter, that looping breaking ball. It's been effective so far in this outing. Ball high, 2-1. The Trinity bullpen has headed to the dugout, pretty much clear except for one man, Tate Johnson, warming up in case he's ready and needed. Tigers hoping that Hoggett can finish out this game himself. 2-1. Lands for strike 2.
I'm curious how much length of a leash that they'll give him. I don't know if it's runner gets on, then your day's done, or if a run comes in, or if runner gets into scoring position.
2-2 pitch. Grounded to Baker. Takes it to the bag himself for out number 2. And Sewanee down to their final out. Right as the clock strikes 2:30. Bill Gant, the last chance. Grounds one to Anderson at third. Makes the throw to first. Tigers win game 3. And Trinity takes the series 2-1. They win the rubber match.
And Cole, this game felt different for the Tigers than the 2 games we saw yesterday. I mean, after the 3rd inning, it was all Trinity. That kind of energy that they've been needing in the dugout and on the field really was there today. I feel like kind of feels like if that 2nd inning before Trinity comes up happens yesterday, that Trinity would be a lot more down than they would have been in this game, where they bounced back really hard. Of course, getting through that Sewanee bullpen, Trinity did a great job, because as well as the batters did, there's also, a lot of not pretty pitching as well. But the wins, they don't have to be pretty. They can be gritty. The dub at the end is what matters.
This one was gritty indeed, down 5-0. And 5 pitchers through in this game for Trinity. 2 of them getting some kind of result. Joey Hagan getting the win, well earned. Almost perfect through middle relief, faced the minimum up until his final inning. And Kyle Hoggett getting rewarded with the 5-out save. Those 2 helping hold the Trinity lead as they win 11-6. That'll do it for us here in San Antonio, Texas. I'd like to thank everybody that helped make this broadcast possible, who was volunteering in the control room, and of course our executive producer Josh Munchagemba, who puts it all together. And thanks for Reed Rosales for stopping by. Unexpected pop-in from him made this broadcast a lot better. For all those people, I'm Cole Isaacson saying so long from San Antonio, Texas. We hope to see you next weekend when we have Rhodes and Trinity, a series that might decide the regular season SAA title. We hope to see you then. Have a great rest of your day.
Tigers win.
Tigers win.
Tigers find a way.
Tigers won all 3 games. Yankees lose. Yankees lose. Yankees lose.
Well, Millsaps is up 7-3 on Rowe.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
So if